Hello, hi guys. Welcome back to the next session of SAP Workflow Training Series, and thank you for choosing JK Tutorials. So, guys, in our previous session, we have discussed about the containers. We have already discussed about what are the types of containers. So, in this today's session, guys, we are going to discuss the new topic, which is binding. Okay, so what is a binding? Before binding, I will just remind you one more time what are the types of containers. Okay, one second. What was the types of containers of task container? Okay, then we are having the workflow container, then you are having the method container, then we are having the event container, then at the last we are having the rule container. So these are the five types of containers we have already discussed. If you want to know more about in the depth about this, you can go and watch my previous session. You will get a good info about all of these types of containers. So guys, let's start with the binding. What is binding? Okay. So guys, if you will think from your perspective only, what is this binding word means? Binding means you can say joining, correct? In other words, you can say bind. It's binding two things, correct? Firstly, we need two things only. So here we can say containers, correct? Containers. So what does it mean? So binding means it's joining containers. But what is the use of the container? It means we are joining those containers to transfer some data from one container to another container. We can say from task container to workflow container. Okay. So what is this? Are you clear, guys? I am trying to tell you? What is this content? Sorry, binding is like binding, as word name suggests only, it's a binding up two things, okay, two or more things is binding. Okay, so what it is doing is why we are joining two things to make a data flow between two containers in SAP workflow. If I will talk about, so in depth, if you will discuss, we can say it is a process of sharing data between containers. Okay, containers. Simple, guys. We can say binding is a process of sharing data between containers, whether it's a workflow container, your event container, rule container. We will see how the data is flowed between these. So, binding is a process of sharing data between containers in workflow. So that's all binding do. Correct? So how the bounding is possible, how the different workflow containers can share the data between each other. That we will discuss in our coming up session. Okay. What combination is allowed? Now you can see we are having these five containers. Okay. So it's not like that all of these containers can transfer data, can share data, can bind together. It will not like that, correct? So we will see what is the combination allowed, which combination is not allowed, or which is allowed. Okay, so guys, we are going to discuss this. Okay, let me create these container ones over here. Okay, I will do the shapes. Yeah, so let's start with this. This is my workflow. This is my workflow. This this is my workflow container, correct? Then what we are having? We are having our rule container. Okay, we are having our, what is this, guys? Task container. Then we are having this as a event container. Event. Then we are having at the last, we are having here method containers. Okay, these are all the types of container we have written over here. Correct, guys? Now, one second, let me align it once. Yeah, so these are my containers. Okay, so this is my block diagram. For now we will see guys how the data will flow between these. So as far as the event and workflow container is concerned, okay, the data sharing is possible in bi-directional way between event and workflow container. So what I am saying is, between event container and workflow container, what is that data sharing possible in bi-directional way. I will make a diagram like this. Okay, so in which way, so data can be transferred, data sharing can be possible between workflow and event container in a bi-directional way. Okay, so you can share the data between both of them. The event container can receive the data from the workflow container, and event container can also send the data to the workflow container. Okay, so guys, this is the relationship between workflow and event container. Okay, as well as this thing with the task container. Okay, same thing is with the task container also. Containers can send the data. This workflow container can send the data to the task container, and task container can send the data back to the workflow container. Correct? So same thing we can draw over here also, guys. Correct? This is my bi-directional. Okay. So in between workflow container and task container, data is also my bi-directional way, in the bi-directional way. But now we are having this rule container, guys. Okay, so if you are still confused what is this all of this container, go and watch my previous session. One more thing I am telling you. Okay, so then we are having this rule container. So what is this rule container, guys? Where we cannot receive the data from the workflow container, we can only send the data. What I am saying is, we cannot receive the data here in the rule container, but what we can do, we can only send the data to the workflow, from workflow container to the rule container, but we cannot send the data back to the rule container. So it's a single directional way. Correct? So we can say it can only receive the data from the workflow container, but it cannot send back the data. Okay, so our rule container cannot send back data to this workflow container. Okay, so we cannot receive the data in the rule container from the workflow container. Okay, so indeed, rule container can never send the data to any container. It can only receive the data from these two containers, which is workflow container and our task container. Correct, guys? It cannot receive the data from method container or from event container, nothing. So rule container can only receive the data between these two tasks, between these two containers. One is task container and another one is our rule container. So I will make it again here also. Okay, so that is what by all about this task container and this rule container. Correct, right? So from these two containers, task container and our workflow container, this rule container can only receive the data. It cannot send back data to these containers. Okay, so next is event container. So event container, here we can you've seen event container can only send data to the workflow container and task container, and it can only receive the data from the workflow container, but it cannot receive the data from the task container. So what does this mean is, we can only send the data back to the event container from this event container to the task container. I hope this one is clear also, guys. So then finally, between the task and method container, which is again a bidirectional. Okay, so it's again a bidirectional way, guys. So from task container to method container, we can send the data. Also from method container to this task container, we can also send the data. Correct, so that is what all about this binding. So I hope this one is clear, guys. So you can see between the task container and my this method container. Okay, this is data flow is bidirectional, so we can send back to the data to the task container and from the method container. So guys, this is how the binding works. We can only bind data if it flows between one of these rules. Okay, which is mentioned over here in this block diagram. I hope I hope this one is clear to everyone, guys. So this is a flow between the containers in our workflow. Okay, so guys, this is very important. Okay, before ending up the session, I will show you also in the system from where we can do some binding. Okay, let me log in. We'll go to SWTD, sorry, SWTD transaction code. One second, guys, it will take some time. If I will go to the display sales order, okay, as we will discuss more about this task and all in our next sessions. Okay, so you can see something, guys, binding exists. Okay, so from here we can do the binding. If I will click on this one, you can see two containers. You can see, guys. Okay, from here we can do the binding, correct? So this will how the binding will work. Okay, that we will going to see how do we create a binding between these like containers, and all of those things we will discuss one by one in our coming up session, guys. Okay, so for this binding part, one thing I want to tell you ki after this like task and all of those topics will complete, only then I will do this demo for this binding part. So I will upload this the lecture later. Okay, so I hope this one is clear to everyone, guys. So that's all for this session. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Have a good day.